Hi, my name is April. Welcome to my channel. I am here to teach you all about Seint makeup. First, a little bit about myself. I am a stay-at-home mom of two. I have a 3-year-old son and a 6-year-old daughter. And I have been a Seint artist for a year and a half, almost 2 years. And I've been using this awesome makeup line for just about 2 years now. So I am super excited to share this with you. If you are just curious to find out what Seint is, this is a video for you. Or if you've just recently gotten your makeup for the first time, I'm going to show you exactly what to do with it. So I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet because I hate when I stumble across a makeup tutorial and it's super, super long. I have the attention span of a toddler, so I will try to keep this short and sweet for you guys. So let's say you got your compact for the first time. Your compact may look different than mine. You may only start with a couple colors, but your basic palette will most likely have four different tins in it. So the makeup tins are all magnetic and they just pop in the compact and stick in there. It's pretty awesome. So everything you need for your full face is right here. And then you just get a brush and you're good to go. So I'm just going to dive right in. If you have any questions, feel free to drop those below. I will get back to you. So I'm going to start with, I'll be starting with this brush. This is the detail brush. All of Seint's brushes are dual-ended, which is awesome. So it's like 2 for 1. This one is one of my favorites. So I'm going to start with this one today. I'll probably use the blush and bronzer brush too. This is another good one to have. Always recommend that brush, both of these. So I'm just going to start with contour. There's no right or wrong way with this makeup, which is why I love it so much. It's super simple. If you don't wear makeup or you just wear minimal makeup, this makeup is for you. Or if you're a makeup junkie, it's just super easy. It saves time and it just keeps you organized, which I love. Being a mom, that's super important. So enough rambling on. I'm going to start with contour, and you can start with any piece that you want. Just to tell you the pieces of it. So like the highlight and contour in your compact. Your compact's going to be made of 4 different things. So you're going to have a highlight color, which is this here. You're going to have a contour. You're going to have an illuminator, and you're going to have a lip and cheek color. That may be what you start with. You may start with something like a brightening highlight, which I'll explain to you as I do it too. This is your main. This is my main. So my brightening, my main highlight, contour, and a lip and cheek. And then you might just leave out the illuminator and do that at a later time. So you could always start with 4 and just pick and choose what you want. Basically, the compacts are completely customizable, which is the awesome part. You only pick what you will use. So I'm going to start with contour. And that we're going to place just below the cheekbone, kind of on the cheekbone area, depending how your face is shaped. And it doesn't take much product, which is another thing I love. Very minimal product to get good coverage. And it doesn't feel super thick or cakey or anything. So just to show you before I actually get to my face, the rest of my face, I do have some discoloration. Under the eyes, I have quite a few different spots. So this is just going to help even out the skin tone. And it's super light. It doesn't even feel like you're wearing anything, which is another thing that I love. So contour we're going to place in 4 different areas. Cheekbones, forehead, nose and under the jaw. So the contour, the purpose of the contour is just creating that depth. So you're hitting all of the natural shadows of your face and just creating that dimension. Because no more flat-faced makeup with just one shade. We want to see your features. We want that sculpted jawline. We want those sculpted cheeks. And my favorite part is the nose contour. So I'm gonna kind of just place everything where it needs to go and then blend out. And everyone finds their own way to do it. Once you actually learn placement and where everything goes, you just kind of develop your own routine, whatever works for you. So last place we're gonna do contour is down the nose. And the closer together that you do your lines, or your contour lines on your nose, the smaller it'll make your nose appear. And this is something you can kind of use with your finger too, or a smaller brush. You need to get a smaller brush to do that with. So basically just down either side of your nose, like on the top. The other great thing about this makeup, so it's a cream makeup, so it's super easy to blend. You cannot mess up. You cannot make a mistake. If you get too much, you can always blend it out and correct it. If you don't have enough, you can always go back and add more. I'm just going to do a little bit more at the top. Okay, so that is the contour in all 4 areas. So cheekbones, nose, forehead, and jawline. So next I'm going to go into my main shade, and you can use the same brush, or you can switch brushes, just a preference. And then I'm going to go into my main highlight shade and just kind of put it where it needs to go first. And then I'll blend it all. Sorry, my nose has been like runny still from a cold. It's that season. Can't get away from it, especially when you have kids. They just pick up everything. Okay. So my main shade is everywhere that I need it. Actually, I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take my main shade and just go down my nose. You can either, like down your nose, you can do, most people do their brightening highlight. I personally just like to do my main shade because I don't want it to be super light on my nose, just because my nose is a little drier, and it just, the lighter I go, it doesn't really sit well. But I do have dry skin, and this cream makeup is great on dry skin. Okay, so I have my main shade everywhere. So I'm just gonna kind of go back and I'm gonna add in a little bit of my highlight shade. So your highlight shade is gonna be your lightest highlight. So it's like a brightening. So think of it like a concealer. Everything that I'm using right now is considered a foundation, so it all has coverage in it. So it's basically just different colored foundations, I guess you could say. So I'm going to use just a little bit. I'm taking the smaller end of this brush and tapping in. I'm just going to go into the inside corner of my eye and the outside corner. When you're doing your brightening, like around your eyes, you definitely want to make sure you don't get too much product. We're just going to do a little down the center of the face. Okay. And that is, everything's all on, so I'm just going to kind of blend it out. And that I'm going to do with my blush and bronzer brush. This one's light and fluffy. I love it. So I'm just going to start with the lighter colors and just kind of press into the skin and buff at the same time. So kind of like a stippling. And it's just blending into the skin. When I do the nose area, I'm just going to kind of lightly tap it in because you don't want to lose that definition that we created, but at the same time, you don't want like a stark line. Go into the eye. Especially in the eye area, you don't want to get too much product if you have mature skin like I do and you have wrinkles, because then it's just going to settle into those areas that we don't want. Okay, so the contour, I'm just going to kind of push that up into the hairline up here. My hair is going crazy now. And then cheek contour, you just kind of want to blend up and back. And it kind of got blended a little bit already. So I don't want to overblend. I still want to see that definition. It's very easy to overblend, but like I said, you can always go back and add more if that happens. Don't forget the jaw contour. Just kind of like drag it down. Okay. And then I'm just going to go back a little bit because I got it a little bit high in that corner. I'm just going to lightly blend it in a little bit better. Just trying to be gentle with that area too. Okay. So that is all blended. So that's the highlight and contour. So you can see that definition, you know, in the cheek, jawline, forehead. If you have a larger forehead, you want to bring your contour down. That'll help minimize your forehead area. But it's evened out my skin tone. I don't feel like I'm wearing like heavy foundation or anything. It feels like a second skin. But I'm just gonna, that is basically the highlight and contour, but I'm gonna go into the illuminator and a lip and cheek color as well. And I think I'm gonna throw in a little bit of bronzer for you. So, and then we'll be done. I'm trying not to make this ending part very long. We're almost done. Okay, so my illuminator here, This one I have is Angel. It's a cream illuminator. And we do have cream and powder illuminators. So illuminator is going to go down the center of your nose, below the brow, which I kind of already put there when I did my eyes. And then you're going to go right on the cheekbone. Just kind of tap it down the side. And this is just going to catch that light and give you that like dewy glow that we all want. And then Cupid's bow. There we go. That's illuminator. So then the lip and cheek that I have, actually I'm going to do a little bit of bronzer first, and then I'll dive into the lip and cheek. So the blush and bronzer brush is perfect for, hence the name, blush and bronzer. The big fluffy end is good for the bronzer. Just tap it in a little bit. And the bronzer you're just going to put on all the high points of your face. So where the sun would naturally hit you, where you normally get your golden glow from the sun. You're just kind of like swirl it on. I should have pulled my hair back because it's fighting with me. So I like to keep my bronzer higher on my cheeks rather than on the cheeks. Some people like to, bronzer you're typically going to put like cheeks, even the top of the nose, but I like to keep mine a little bit higher on the cheekbones. And then I like to drag the warmth down my neck a little bit, especially in the winter because we're pale, at least where I'm at. It's freezing cold in the winter and not much sunshine, so we need a little extra glow. And it doesn't take much, just using like the tiniest little bit. Okay, so I got some bronzer. Now I'm just going to do lip and cheek. And I'm going to do a shade called, and that fits right into your compact too. So like I said, everything you need for your full face is right here in your compact. So I'm using a color called Black Cherry, and this is a gloss, super pretty. And I'm just going to, you can dip your brush into it, but I'm just going to put it on my finger and put it on my cheek. I am not a big blush girl, so get it in a, I'm gonna put it on and then blend it out. And this is the smaller end. I'm just gonna use that end to just kind of tap and push it in. Just ever so lightly. I like to keep my blush higher as well instead of on the cheeks. It just gives a more lifted look. And then for the lips, I'm just going to use my finger for that. We have so many different lip and cheek colors to choose from. This one is one of my favorites. We do have a brush that's good for this, like applying your lip color as well. Most of the time I just like to use my finger. And even for the lip and cheek colors, like a little goes a long way. So that is it. Under 20 minutes. And that was with explanation and everything. Not too bad. That was where I wanted to keep this video. So Seint makeup, super fast, super easy. You can, I love the fact that you can throw this in your bag and do your makeup on the go. I do that a lot, especially being a mom when you're busy. You know, you don't have time to stand in front of the mirror and get ready for like an hour. So This does it all in like 10 minutes or less. Like I have some ladies that do their makeup in under 5 minutes, and it's definitely possible. With typical makeup, you don't get something that looks like this in that little a time. And it's super easy and so fun. And you get to customize your palette. So based off of your skin tone and your hair color, I just match you to a few different shades that are perfect for you. So if you are interested in getting a color match and finding out your colors, drop a comment below and I will get back to you. Thank you so much for watching.